Hello and welcome back. Today I'd like to tackle the stress factor, how it affects your frequency and how you can regulate your frequency. You may notice there's a theme emerging here. Everything I talk about has something to do with raising your frequency. We live in a brave new world, or so they say. We're supposed to have infinite potential for growth. But why is stress suddenly becoming a global epidemic? Why do people feel frustrated? Why do people feel impotent, like their voice isn't being heard? And most of all, stress. The question is, why is this happening in what is an abundant world? Well, there are many contributing factors. And I guess money worries are the most important or the most relevant to individuals, whether it be the rising cost of prices for utilities, for food, for petrol. You know, we hear that phrase, the cost of living crisis, repeated over and over again, whether it's on the news, whether it's through our politicians. If ever there was a phrase that is literally being embedded into our psyche, that is one. The second is workplace burnout. Redundancies, extended working hours, people working from home and feeling the expectation they have to go the extra mile. And most of all, a lot of people don't feel supported by their workplace. The next is obviously digital stimulation. You know, we all know about doom scrolling, people constantly benchmarking themselves against the content that they see, and this creates a huge degree of overwhelm. And what all of these things are doing is they're affecting our dopamine levels, they're affecting our cortisol levels. They all tap into our fight and flight, our sense of survival. The last but not least is meta stress. Now, would you believe it? This is stress related to being stressed. How sad is that we've arrived at this place where actually we are literally swimming in a soup of stressful energy. Now, the first thing to remember is the whole of the universe is made up of energy, and this energy actually is made up of vibrations. Now, we are constantly broadcasting our frequency outwards, and this is done through our thoughts, through our emotions, and actually the vibration of these things actually have enormous weight. So it's our inner voice that's shaping our external world and our experience of the external world. Have you ever noticed how your mood can shift so quickly from being elated to completely overwhelmed and depressed just with the wrong thought pattern that you place in your head? So you have to understand that where there's a capability to depress your energy, there's also capability to elevate your energy. Think of karma. Karma is the idea that what you sow, you shall reap. So it's what you put out, that is what you receive. And that is a belief system that has been going for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. The Buddha himself actually talks about, you know, what we think, we become. So with that, it is really important to look at what you're doing with your thoughts on a daily basis. Let's hold that thought. A healthy human body vibrates at a frequency of between 62 to 70 megahertz. Now, it actually resonates to the harmonic of the earth. And when we're in that state, we're actually free of disease. And when the body falls below that frequency, let's say down to 57 megahertz, we become more susceptible to disease and illness. Now, the biggest sappers of that energy are things like anxiety, worry, fear, and of course stress. Now, these are the things that pull your energy down. Conversely, if you start to think about things, for example, like mindfulness or compassion or joy or happiness, it starts to regulate your energy and start lifting the frequency upwards back into that much more resonant earth harmonic. So it is very, very important to kind of think about how these different thought forms shape your experience and also how people respond to you. Well, how does that happen? We know that energy blockages like trapped emotions and stress actually affect and disrupt our electromagnetic flow, especially in the tissues. We also know, and we've discussed this, low frequency thoughts such as worry or anxiety actually depresses our immune system. Now, quantum calls it frequency, spirituality calls it life force. Energy is vibration. When we start to change our mindset, we actually change our vibration. And with this comes the potential for quantum well-being. This is what our focus has to be. And when we start to practice on a regular basis, shifting a negative mindset into a positive mindset, so that eventually what we inhabit constantly is a much more positive mindset. We start to change our experience, and as we said before, how people respond to us. Think of your brain as a radio. You can't tune to every station all at once. You can only tune into one frequency. And as you move from frequency to frequency, they're static in between. So one of the most important things is learning how to tune into that new frequency. Now, we can keep recycling old belief systems, but actually, where do they take us? The most important thing to know is that actually you can shift those belief systems. Our minds are powerful beyond measure, and we have the capacity to completely change and transform our lives through the thoughts that we think and the vibration we create in our bodies. Now, one of the most powerful vibrations is gratitude. It actually opens your heart. Whether you're saying the word or whether you're sitting in a state of gratitude, it's really simple. Just thinking about everything that you feel grateful about. It starts to raise your vibration higher and higher. It is just one of the most wonderful and profound catalysts. Just even doing that on a daily basis can transform your life. The universe is full of miracles. Just remember, you are part of the universe and you deserve to manifest those miracles too. Now, if you like our content, please subscribe, like, share, and of course please leave your comments because they mean a lot. They give me direction. So now we're going to do a short practice just to illustrate the energy of gratitude and how you can do that on a daily basis. So find yourself a comfortable seat, whether it's on a chair or sitting on the ground or lying down. Okay, so let's begin. I would suggest initially it would be great to place your hand on your heart. You can actually put both of your hands on your heart just to enforce this connection. And we're first going to do what we always do, take a nice deep breath in and sigh out. Breathing in again, big breath in, big sigh out, letting go of any tension in the shoulder and the neck. One more deep breath in, hold the breath, big sigh out. Start breathing naturally, just in through your nose and out through your nose. If you can, try and pause between the in and the out breath. So breathing in, hold, and breathing out. Hold, breathing in, and hold, and breathing out, and hold. So just get into that little rhythm just over the next 30 seconds, just breathing in and breathing out. Now you're just going to drop into your heart center. Your hands are there to tell you exactly where it is. And just breathing in and breathing down into the heart and out. Breathing in and down into the heart and out. One more time. And out. So just allow your breathing to become natural and just focus on the word gratitude and place it into your heart. And just say the word 2 or 3 times to yourself. And as you do this, allow the corners of your mouth to turn upwards, almost like you're smiling. Let your eyes soften as though they're smiling as well. Any time you find that expression changing, just go back, allow your mouth to turn upwards and your eyes to soften. So I just want you to connect with that word gratitude, and perhaps something that you feel really grateful for in your life. It could be something that you do, it could be someone in your life, it could be some place that you have in your life. Once you've identified what it is, just to kind of sit with gratitude for either having that person in your life or that special space, or it may be a special practice or gift that you have. And just feel the joy you have around it. That gratitude you feel for it being present in your life. How it affects your life, how it transforms your life. And then very quietly begin to also list all the other things that you might feel grateful for, but you just take for granted. Like your breath, for instance. Like your body that supports you. Like your legs that allow you to move. Your arms and your forearms and your hands that allow you to make and do things. the blood that's circulating around your body, the oxygen that you take in as you breathe, and the carbon dioxide you exhale. All these little processes that happen quite naturally in your body without any effort, but they're there and they sustain and they keep you going. Send gratitude to every one of those tiny little processes. And then once again, just sitting in that posture, allowing your lips to soften and slightly smile, your eyes to soften and smile from within. Just connecting once more for a few seconds with that sense of inner gratitude for being alive. Take a deep breath in and making the sound release the breath. Taking a deep breath in, another big and let go of your hands. Just allow them to shake out. One more deep breath in and allow yourself to yawn and to stretch and to take up space. Then open your eyes. Welcome back. See you next week. Bye for now.